There we go. Nice. So for some reason this token ID is blank. And we don't like that, do we? Token ID. Did we... Okay, assets to token IDs in the asset. Okay, so we got the first guy. And then we said token ID. So, what are we missing? Assets to token IDs. Why? Asset. Wait, where's this guy coming from? Asset contract. Right there, yeah. Okay, asset contract. So that gets the address, right? Address. And then the token ID gets token ID. So why is this not working? Why? Did we... Asset. Did we... Token ID. Token ID. What is going on? You know what? We're going to take token ID HTML. We're going to print it out. Like that. All right. Now let's close this, run again, and what shows up in our... What the hell? The hack. Okay. So it's coming out just fine, but why isn't it showing up in here? That's what I want to know. The heck is it? Where in the hack is it? Did we... Assets to token IDs, assets, transactions to that, date to that. Why in the hack is this not working? Token ID. Just want to make sure that why is it... Okay, there it is. Then why is it not showing up? That's so strange. Does it have something to do with maybe this needs to be... Oh, wow. I think I know what's going on. I think. Duh. Wow, of course. We forgot to add some text. There we go. There we go. Cool. So we can, you know, open it up and open up here. We can look at the transaction to verify the sale, which it's saying 6 ether, which, yeah, see, that's right, 6 ether. And quantity, 1, and the date, which links to the block. Nice. All right. Let's do some more cool stuff. I'm going to close out some tabs here. And yeah, there we go. Okay. So we probably, let's see. So this is the same token ID. Now, what we want all those to show up in the same table, right? So perhaps it's just a simple change up of this. So we're grouping it by the ID, but perhaps that's the wrong thing to group it by. Maybe we want to group it by, now that we have a transformation function for token ID, we can group it by that instead. So we're going to put that right there. And then we don't even need to list it here, because what we're going to do is we're going to put it right here. Transaction or token ID. Oops. Cool. So I'll show you what that looks like. Nice. Perfect. Very clean. And I don't know why that, oh yeah, so that's the contract. Which we don't, this is just this ugly address thing here. We're going to change that to the name of the contract. So contract address. Actually, you know what? That doesn't even matter. Because we're just, we know we're just looking at Cryptopunks. So we're just going to remove that. All right. Now, we can also get the image of this NFT using the OpenSea API. So what we're going to do is, instead of okay, so we have the, you know, this guy right here. But let's say we wanted to create another transformation function called we're going to call this token ID, and we're going to say with image. It looks ugly, but it's pretty cool what this will be able to do. So we're going to say token IDs to token ID with images, and we're going to say token ID. All right, so we're going to take this long ugly function and use it to grab images. The thing is that it's like we don't need to okay, we're just going to cache the images, you know, so that way we're not pulling the same image over and over again. So we're going to call, we're going to put it right underneath, where was our one token ID function? Prices, transactions, assets to token IDs. Put it right there. Token IDs to token ID with images. Let's say token IDs. And what we're going to do here is we're going to create an image with a caption, and we do that by creating what's called a figure. Let's see. First, we need to figure out how we pull an image from Cryptopunks. So to do that, we how do we do that? Okay, well, actually, I'm rethinking it because I think we already have the image in here. Okay, so the image URL is inside of asset. So we can say asset to image URLs. So that's what we want. So instead, we're going to change this up. We're going to call this asset to, we're going to call this image tags, or no, assets to, assets to image tags. Yeah, sure. Or no, it'd be assets to figures. That's what we want to do. Assets to figures. And that's going to take not token ID, but it's going to take asset. And we're going to call this figure. Just like that. And then, wait, I need to grab this. And what we're going to do is, instead of having that there, this big ugly thing, we're going to do figure. So it's still long and ugly. But yeah, so we're going to change the name of this. Assets to figures. Assets. Okay. So we need the image URL, and to get that, we do a simple, we grab this value here. So what we're going to do is say for a in assets image URL is the then we're going to grab the image URL. Okay, so we have that. Now we're going to grab the ID. So the ID, would it be an asset? Yeah, it would also be an asset. See, so just write it up there. Go. Now to create this figure, I'm going to show you what a figure is, in case you don't know. The figure tag with optional caption element. So we want the ID to show up right there. So we want something like this. So I'm going to grab that, and we're going to say figure HTML is and let's shift this over a little bit. All right, so we're going to add that image URL right here. And then, I don't even think we need that at all. The fig caption, now that is going to be where the token ID goes. So token ID. And that is it with the figure HTML. So we're say results append the figure HTML, and then we're say return results. All right. Now let's got to make sure that this is centered. Yes, it is. Cool. Assets to figures. It's not a supported function. Is that because we forgot to add a... Yep, exactly. Image URL is not defined. Well, that's because it's called image URL. How silly. Voila, 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 voila. And what if we want that to be the URL as well? So what we could do is go up here, get that token ID HTML, which then we also need that address, right? And we're going to put it up here. Cool. Let's shift that over a bit. Okay, that's the contract address, and this is the token ID HTML, which will go token ID, and then the C address, and then the token ID. And so we're going to take this and put it in the place of this. Cool. Token ID HTML, and put it right there. All right. Now, let's run this again. Whoops. What did we forget this time? Token ID. And there we go.